Welcome to Cary, North Carolina, Salem Stadium at Wake Med Soccer Park, coming to you live on WRAL2 and ESPN Plus to bring you the United Soccer League matchup between North Carolina FC and FC Cincinnati. I'm Kelly Glendenning, joined today on the broadcast by Dean Linke and Jason Gary. North Carolina FC and FC Cincinnati are both coming off of PK losses in the U.S. Open Cup this week and will be shifting their focus to USL regular season play tonight. It's the second time these two teams have faced off this season. The first matchup was on May 19th, and FC Cincinnati came out on top with a 4-1 score. With 7 wins, Cincinnati currently sits at the top of the Eastern Conference standings. On the other hand, North Carolina FC has won 4 of their last 5 home games while outscoring opponents 15-3 at Salem Stadium. They'll look to return to their winning at-home ways after their most recent home defeat last week. Now let's take a look at the 2 players that you should keep your eye on today. We'll start out with FC Cincinnati's Nazmi Al-Badawi. Al-Badawi is no stranger to Salem Stadium, considering he was North Carolina FC's captain last year. The Raleigh native played for NCFC for 4 seasons before signing with FC Cincinnati during the offseason and has scored 3 goals for his current team so far, 2 of which were against North Carolina FC in May. In the center of the field, Al-Badawi will play a key role in Cincinnati's distribution while keeping North Carolina's defense alert, considering he's been known to shoot from distance. Look for him to be a playmaker in tonight's match. Switching now to the North Carolina FC player to watch, we'll highlight NCFC goalkeeper Alex Tambakis. He has been a staple for North Carolina FC in his first year with the club. He has 26 total saves this season and 4 clean sheets. He's the only player on North Carolina FC's roster to play every minute in USL play this season, and his consistency in the back of the net has been crucial for NCFC. He came up with some big stops in the team's last few games to keep scores low, and with FC Cincinnati's league-leading attack, expect Tambakis to be tested tonight. Coming up next, Dean and Jason will bring you starting lineups for North Carolina FC and FC Cincinnati. You'll hear more from me on the sidelines throughout the game. Be sure to stay tuned for kickoff after the break.
In soccer, every second is monumental. Every moment of the 90 minutes is backed up by months of training, hours of perfecting passes, weeks of tuning your touch. You put in the time searching for your next advantage. We provide the gear that helps you earn it.
Disaster can strike at any moment. But fortunately, Strategic Systems has got your back. If your data has been compromised, disaster recovery services from Strategic Systems will have you up and running in no time. Your data is critical. Protect it.
My name is Clint Dempsey, and I play for Seattle Sounders. If you played on a club team, it gave you an opportunity to get a scholarship in soccer. So going to Dallas, so we lived in Nacogdoches. I went for my first tryout, not really thinking I was going to make it, and ended up making the team. And then it was the reality set in. My parents were like, how are we going to afford this? How are we going to be able to drive 3 hours one way and 3 hours back? I was just lucky that I had parents who were crazy enough to drive me that far to get that coaching. See more at celebratingsoccer.com.
Welcome back to Salem Stadium, Wake Med Soccer Park in Cary, North Carolina for our USL coverage of the visitors, FC Cincinnati, MLS bound, and North Carolina FC. I want to thank Kelly Glendenning for setting the table, alongside former National Collegiate Player of the Year and National Champion at Maryland, Jason Gary. I'm Dean Linke. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for your home team, North Carolina FC.
Yeah, big time. They're going to have to be on point tonight. For me, though, it's awesome to lose. Showed him here, but he's going to be playing on the left-hand side. He's going to have a really big game tonight without Kyle Becker. He's got to be that creative presence in the center of midfield, try to create some chances for Iwolo and Rios up top.
Let's take a look at the starting lineup for FC Cincinnati. So weird seeing number 5 in there.
Yeah, Nazmi Abadawi saw it in the open, but this team is stacked with quality players from the old NASL. You got Richie Ryan, you got Ledesma, you got Mike LaHood. You got some really good players that this team looks to continue their streak here and move into MLS next year.
Alan Koch, the head coach at FC Cincinnati, replacing former U.S. national teamer John Harkes, and a little bit of equipment manager mistake on the starting lineup. LaHood's going to stay in there for Alan Koch, and there's Colin Clark, 4th most tenured coach in professional soccer now in North America. He's been around for quite some time and done a nice job here for North Carolina FC. All right.
Yeah, he sure has, but make no mistake about it, this is a huge game for North Carolina FC. You've got the best team in the league coming in here with these types of players. They're going to have to be on their A game tonight for North Carolina FC to get a result against a very, very high-quality FC Cincinnati team.
FC Cincinnati, big announcement last week, Jason Gary. They're going to be MLS bound, and they're going to do it immediately. They will join the league next year.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and credit goes to their fans and their organization to. When you pack a stadium like we've seen over the last couple years in a lower league, you're going to get the attention of MLS, and they've done a great job of putting together a great product. And a lot of these players here tonight, really, this whole season is a dress rehearsal for them to see if they're going to get on that MLS squad, because there'll be a ton of changes. Probably only 4 or 5 guys are going to stay with that team as they do that transition to MLS.
That includes Nazmi Abadawi, last 2 years NASL Best 11. Of course, North Carolina FC moving to USL, where FC Cincinnati had established itself. Play this forward. There's Harrington. Harrington did not play against DC United. I called that game, Jason, up in Maryland, actually by myself. Of course, it went 2 overtimes and penalty kicks. And here's the deal. It was a tale of 2 halves. First half, DC United had over 75% of possession. Second half, a little bit more fight. And then Kanziora came in, and it changed the game. Force it to PKs that close from moving on.
Yeah, we've had a great run of Open Cup performances here over the last few years for this North Carolina FC team. It's hard going as the lower division team to an MLS team away from home, but a great performance by the guys. Just didn't quite get the result they were looking for in PKs.
FC Cincinnati 7-3-2 with 23 points. North Carolina FC 3-5-2 with 11 points, including one that got away from them last week against Bethlehem Steel. They're winning 1-0 going in the 80th minute, gave up 2 goals in less than 3 minutes and took the loss. So not even 1 point in a game that really they controlled for 80 minutes on last Saturday.
Yeah, it just gets to that point of the season when you've got to start getting results. You've got to get 3 points. Big challenge here tonight from FC Cincinnati. Be interesting, though, Kanziora playing there in the middle with Graham Smith to see how that relationship is. Kanziora is such a smart player. You mentioned coming in the Open Cup game and really settling things down. And for me, the key, too, is the partnership between Michael Harrington and Connor Tobin there. The 2 center backs are going to have their hands full with Danny Koenig and obviously Nazmi Abadawi coming off underneath.
Deleuze wearing the captain's armband. Long throw to Rios. Rios came off the bench against DC United and was effective, as was Lomas, who scored another goal. He scored 3 goals in 3 Open Cup games. Of course, the Open Cup run is now over for North Carolina FC. It'll be out of bounds and a corner kick. No Kyle Becker to take those great corners from either side.
It looks like Graham Smith coming over to take it, but great job from Daniel Rios there, the center forward, holding the ball up in the corner, winning this corner kick.
Played quickly to Kanziora. Now Harrington. LaHood gets the start. LaHood was not supposed to start. It was supposed to be Bone, but once you pencil him in the starting lineup and your coach signs it, you can pull him out, but then he's not eligible to play. Doesn't affect subs, but he just would not be eligible, so they stick with LaHood, and Bone will be on the bench.
It was interesting watching him before the game. LaHood's over there with the subs, kind of playing, a little juggling game, and all of a sudden he gets the call, hey, you've got to start. You better start warming up. It's pretty interesting.
So also in that back line for FC Cincinnati, it's important to point out Forrest Lasso, right? Because he's from Raleigh, North Carolina, played at Wofford University, and now he's a mainstay in the back. So Nazmi Abadawi, not your only Raleigh native in the starting lineup for FC Cincinnati. Canziora right down Main Street. Canziora looking for options. Canziora's going to take a shot.
Oh, it's set up so well for him. What a touch from Daniel Rios to really spring Marcel Canziora. And just the final product there on the shot. You got to get something on target. Got to test Newton here early in this game. Watch this touch, though, from Rios. Great little touch right into Canziora's path. The hood comes back, but Canziora's got to do better. He's got to get something on target, test that goalkeeper.
So Nasby Abadawi playing in the middle with LaHood and Richie Ryan, as we're seeing Cicerone, Russell Cicerone from Detroit, Michigan, played with Portland Timbers 2 last year. Deleuze thought it was their ball. Here's Deleuze. The choice for Colin Clark, Jason Gary, was between Kyle Becker or Deleuze as far as who was going to get some rest. Both those players have been playing a ton of minutes, and I think what the game plan is, we'll see how it works out, is for Becker to replace Deleuze, maybe even at halftime, which is not normally how Colin Clark likes to do it, but Deleuze has clocked a lot of minutes.
Yeah, he sure has, and he doesn't want to admit it, but he's getting older. He's an older player on this team, and got to manage those minutes in a long season. It's a hot game. The temperature's up there today.
Miller sent in trying to find Deleuze. So good to see Stephen Miller back in the lineup. He sat out the game against Bethlehem Steel and also did not make the trip to Maryland to take on DC United in the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. Here's Graham Smith, who just is, he is the garbage man, right? I mean, the piano carrier, all of those kind of phrases for the guy that just does all the grunt work.
Yeah, and he's done a great job this year, being a relative unknown coming into this season, and has established himself as that deep-lying center midfielder.
Ebo Dewey got a piece of it, but Nasby Abadawi to Richie Ryan. I used to love seeing Richie Ryan go against Nasby Abadawi as two of the best. They always were best 11 in whatever league they played in, and now they are on the same field together.
Yeah, it's almost a little unfair, isn't it?
Yeah.
Those two players.
Taylor has it knocked off of Ledesma. Ledesma from Argentina. Of course, boy, was he good for the Cosmos last year.
Yeah, he's dynamite. I mean, he's so dangerous playing on that outside with that left foot. He's able to cut inside and combine.
Iwolo. Check back. Colin Clark, go ahead.
Yeah, it's been good. Sorry, it's been good early on from North Carolina FC with some possession here. Really being the team on the front foot.
Rios takes the shot. Handled there by Evan Newton. The goalkeepers have been switching for Alan Koch in his second season, as they've been switching between Evan Newton, who's played quite a bit, and Spencer Ritchie. I think they both played about 8 games.
Yeah, they're just looking for who's going to step up and be that penciled in starter every week, but great competition between those two guys.
There's LaHood with Canziora. Now Miller on Blake. Blake, if he can get going on that left side, we've seen him cause some damage over the years.
Yeah, he's able to get up and down with that left foot. But it's good pressure all over the field for North Carolina FC.
Boyd from London, England. Out of bounds, and that pressure that Jason Gary just talked about earned that throw in. Iwolo with the foul as he is able to bring down Paddy Barrett. Barrett from Ireland.
See it here. Yep, Donovan Iwolo just grabs him around the shoulder. Certainly a foul. But I like the combativeness, the pressure North Carolina FC has brought to the first 7 or 8 minutes of this game. They're on the front foot. They're not afraid. They're not sitting back and letting FC Cincinnati come at them. They're ready to take it to this team.
So Jason, Alan Koch telling us before the game that he's been announced as the MLS coach. That's pretty exciting, and it's also got to be a little bit nervy.
Yeah, absolutely. You can have a contract signed. He was even talking about it. It's like it's one game at a time as you go through this season. He feels great about getting the opportunity, and the staff and the ownership group feeling good about him. But he knows, especially in MLS, man, you go on a 3, 4, 5 game bad run and you're out, regardless of contract. They'll just pay you out.
Well said. Here's Taylor with the throw in far side. Crowd still working its way in here. North Carolina FC switching this year to the 7 o'clock starts, which I think is just fantastic, particularly for the youngins, right? You've got those young kids, and 7 o'clock start really helps.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So 9 minutes in. North Carolina FC would like to thank Continental Tire as well as Summit Hospitality, the official hotel partner of North Carolina FC, for bringing you tonight's broadcast, as well as all the great sponsors of North Carolina FC. Alongside Jason Gary, Dean Linke, and Kelly Glendenning, so glad to be with you. Ryan, the Hood, Hoyt, bring it back. The feet of Barrett. Now we'll switch to one of the gentlemen from Raleigh. That's Forrest Lasso, played for Ralph Polson at Wofford. Ralph Polson, one of the all-time great people in soccer. Middle of the park is Rios, now Smith. Miller time, far side. Iwolo's offside, so he's got to step back. When he does, gives Ryan enough time to take it away.
Yeah, it was a good run, though, from Donovan Iwolo the first time. There's Canziora again, just making a nuisance of himself in the middle. The way this thing is setting up in this 4-4-2, Graham Smith is playing that deep lying role. Marcel Canziora has got the freedom to go forward and make things happen. This is the second corner kick he's won. See what they come up with here. Last time, short corner, didn't really work out. Poor ball into the box for Michael Harrington. Let's see what they do a little bit, something different here.
So Graham Smith's going to take his time getting over there.
Every 5 minutes.
So Smith from New Hope, Pennsylvania. Played collegiately under George Kiefer at South Florida. Of course, George Kiefer now the head coach of the Wolfpack. NC State. Here's DJ Taylor. Taylor plan play, pretty good ball. It's loose. Rios was there, so was Due, and that'll go out of bounds. Of course, North Carolina FC coming off their matchup against DC United. Kelly Glendenning talked to Colin Clark about that matchup, and we'll take a look. We'll hear from her after this replay here.
Yeah, it's a good ball in the box here. I think Pipo Due just doesn't hit this completely right. He's got to get that ball down towards the far post. That's the second short corner. They've obviously seen something on tape where FC Cincinnati has not defended either of them very well. We'll see if they're able to fix that.
Let's go over to Kelly.
Thanks, Dean. Yeah, speaking with North Carolina head coach Colin Clark earlier this week, he recognizes that their last performance against Cincinnati wasn't their best. However, he does feel that the team is in good form, saying, quote, "We're coming off a very good performance midweek against DC, and we've got to bring that type of play to the game today." Now, NCFC lost that game, as you mentioned earlier, to DC United, but Clark is hungry for that home field advantage tonight. In fact, he said, quote, "It's all about being at home," and he knows how good this team has been in Cary, winning 4 out of their 5 last games at Salem Stadium.
Canziora will cross it. Miller, Taylor with the overlapping run, and that will go into the stands out of bounds. 13 minutes in. You saw Colin Clark there in his brain trust, DeJuan Bader, Nick Platter, Greg Shields, Michael Malazzo, and they took DC United, who played most of their starters, by the way, Jason Gary, took them to PKs.
Yeah, it's funny. I was in D.C. last week, and I was at DC United training, and Ben Olsen said, "What do you think of the team down there?" I said, "You better play some guys." Not that he played them because of me, but he said, you know, we know they're a dangerous team, and he's got to play the right mix of, you know, their first-team guys. Otherwise, they'll go out of the Open Cup. They wanted to prioritize, that DC United team wanted to prioritize the Open Cup this year. And fortunate, really, to get that win in PKs, but he knew it was going to be a late game.
Well said. Here's Koenig. Koenig will hold it up for Nazmi Abadawi, and it'll run out of real estate. Talking about first-team guys, I mean, it was Brian Ware, Colin Thrash, Savannah Revel, and Ian Lang producing that game. Does it get any more first-team than that?
I tell you what, that's the A-team. That is the A-team.
They were fantastic. It was a good time in Maryland. 14 minutes in, no score here, though. I'll tell you what, the start right now for North Carolina FC, they look ready for this one.
Yeah, it's been really positive. The pressure's been there, the intensity level all over the field. And I just get the feeling this is going to be a tight game.
Fans, pay extra attention to all NCFC free kicks tonight. Alpaca Peruvian charcoal chicken is selected section 1.
Graham Smith All right, so Jason Gary, over the years, both in college and professionally, there was a Graham Smith, I'm sure, that kind of player. Like, can you remember who it was, like at Maryland and maybe some of your better days in MLS?
Yeah, at Maryland is a guy named Stephen King, just did everything right, just was always in the right place at the right time, played the similar position, kind of a central midfield role, was just absolutely excellent all the time. Really, I mean, just all the time. You just knew where he was going to be. In Houston, Ricardo Clark was that guy, just always just made things happen, made the right tackle, made the right decision, just constantly. And there have been a lot of good ones in U.S. soccer over the years. You go back to even the days like Claudio Reyna, who just held down the middle of the park. I mean, all these guys, we produced some really good players. Saw the game today. Guys like Weston McKennie, Tyler Adams for the national team, going toe-to-toe with France and tying them in France, 1-1 there.
Yeah, that's a great result. Deleuze over to Rios. Rios had a space. He'll drop it. Iwolo gets over it with his left foot. Hard tackle coming in. And again, North Carolina FC, very dangerous. Almost maybe just a second too slow on some of these opportunities here.
Yeah, again, it's the pressure. Austin Deleuze, great step up here. Good ball. And Rios does a good job of finding Iwolo. Just gets underneath this shot. He's got to drive through this thing. Just lean back. You can see the technique. Lean back, and that ball is going to sky every time. You got to lean through that. Try to land on your shooting foot.
Looked like Rios may have had some space as well to take a shot, but he has shown us that he is not afraid to give one more pass to try to create a better opportunity. Who could forget a couple weeks ago when it looked like he had a breakaway and he sliced it back to Iwolo, who nutmegged the defender and five-holed the goalkeeper for that goal.
They're establishing a pretty good partnership, but that's the third or fourth shot from North Carolina FC that just really hasn't found its way on target. Got to be a little better with that concentration. What a ball from Deleuze.
Rios, Deleuze is killing it. Douay, and a sliding tackle coming in there out of nowhere by Forrest Lasso, and then Rios. Oh. Boy, what a start, though, from Deleuze, and then a great opportunity for North Carolina FC.
Yeah, every young player, you got to watch this technique. Austin Deleuze sees that ball develop, and a great ball in from Rios. I think Douay here, he just gets a little lackadaisical at the end, a tough first touch, but a fantastic challenge, though, from the center back, Forrest Lasso, to really save a goal.
Incredible defending right there. Just come back and get in position. And
yeah, the timing of that one has to be perfect. It's got to be spot on or it's a penalty.
Forrest Lasso spent some time with the Charleston Battery, and
he's the kind of guy you can see just from his physical makeup, and he's playing a lot of games as a center back. That's a guy you bring to MLS if he continues to perform well. You know, he might not be a starter right away, but he's going to have an opportunity, I believe.
Look at Deleuze. Oh, that was Canziora that time. Miller. That was a great ball from Canziora.
A lot of pretty good left foots on this field.
Jeez.
Left foots, left feet. High school English teacher would not be happy.
There you go. You're all good. 17 minutes in. Wow, flag stays down. Koenig challenging that line.
That's really the first time we've seen him get a touch on the ball. They've done a great job of neutralizing the ball into him.
It's Danny Koenig. Is actually how it's pronounced. Koenig is from Denmark. So Koenig get it out wide here now to Cicerone. Cicerone, now Richie Ryan. Ryan with pressure there from Iwolo. Iwolo, the Cameroonian, just 21 years old. He's got Rios on his right, gets away from him. Hard tackle again. This one coming from Patty Barrett with the sliding tackle.
What a great effort there from Donovan Iwolo. I think he just got a little tired there at the end, just had a bad first touch. But Patty Barrett, strong challenge from the FC Cincinnati center back.
The hood gonna show.
But I think early on in this game, the first 17, 18 minutes, the tactics from Coach Colin Clark for this North Carolina FC team, it's working. The 4-4-2 is working. They're clogging up the middle of the field. And as I say, that hood goes right down the middle, but they're working. They're able to counter. They've got the two forwards up there. Iwolo's been active. Daniel Rios on the ball now has been active.
Rios running downhill. He'll hold it up now to Taylor. Miller coming over. He'll make the overlapping run. Taylor. Oh, and that's a bad pass, but Smith will clean it up. Abadawi all over Smith. Now Tobin, have not said his name a ton. Can't get it by the Smith for FC Cincinnati. Blake Smith for FC Cincinnati, and then of course Graham Smith for North Carolina FC. Richie Ryan on a dime to Abadawi. Abadawi will switch it. Back to Abadawi. Nazmi Abadawi. Boy, if we had just maybe even a nickel for every time we said his name, over the last 4 years. We'd be living like Kyle Lang up here.
Living the Lang life. That'd be good stuff.
So come all the way back. Lasso and Barrett have made some big tackles in the 18. Taken away there by DJ Taylor. Taylor looks a lot. With his left foot will knock it back to Harrington. Harrington now DeLuz is everywhere. DeLuz will switch it. Of course, reminding everybody that it was 2-0 at the half in their matchup at Cincinnati, and both goals scored by Nazmi Abadawi. The first one, about as special a goal as you're going to see, just inside the 18. He went upper 90, Jason Gary, against his former team.
Yeah, we know he's got so much talent. Gave many good years here to the fans in North Carolina. Yeah, he's a special player, though. You can just tell he's got that something a little bit extra.
Tambakis with the right foot will ping it long, trying to find Rios. Smith over to Hoyt. Hoyt will give it back now to Barrett.
Yeah, there's just no space for FC Cincinnati right now. Good job of clogging up the middle. We hadn't mentioned Connor Tobin's name because he hasn't had a whole lot to do. They've been very good in front of him, the midfielders.
Played into space. Now Connor Tobin tracking Koenig, and he'll knock it out of bounds. Of course, right on cue.
Of course.
So Hoyt, number 32, he's from London, England. The right back will throw it all the way back to number 29, Paddy Barrett from Ireland. Doesn't get more of an Irish name than Paddy Barrett, I don't think. Boris Lasso, got to be a thrill for him to be back here in Raleigh. Here's Smith, crossed over Abadawi. Abadawi creates his own space. Abadawi slicing and dicing, and Connor Tobin is there.
Yeah, Nazmi Abadawi just creating a little bit of space there at the top of the box. Excellent little step over. Good block in the end, though, from Tobin. He's seen that move a few times, I believe, in training.
You know it. Abadawi trying to flick it, thinking Koenig would be there. Jason, he wasn't, so it'll come back to Tambakis. It was Tambakis that Kelly Glendenning put the spotlight on, along with this man, Nazmi Abadawi. And Tambakis in goal has been really, really good for North Carolina FC.
Yeah, he sure has. And he's still a young player, but he's grown into this role. You can tell he's playing with confidence, making big-time saves. Really, for goalkeepers, just you got to get on the field. You got to get those reps in. He is certainly doing the job here for North Carolina FC this year.
Knocked out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in back to North Carolina FC. There's Taylor. Taylor looking around for some options. Loose and out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in back. We're halfway through the first half. Dean Lincoln with Jason Gary. Jason, first your thoughts on the visitors from Cincinnati?
Yeah, they've been pretty solid. Kind of what you expected. Haven't seen a lot, though, from, saw the one chance from Abadawi, but Koenig up top, they haven't gotten the ball to his feet enough for him to really create in that center forward role. And for North Carolina FC, I think they've been excellent. Just the defensive pressure all over the field. Donovan Iwolo has been a little bit of a bright spot with his pressure at a few chances, but the finishing's got to be a little bit better. Got to do a little bit more of testing of Evan Newton there in the FC Cincinnati goal. But for the first 22 minutes or so of this first half, North Carolina FC has been excellent.
I really feel like North Carolina FC's been led by their midfield, too, with Canziora and Smith, and then DeLuz and Miller. All four of those players have been spot on.
Yeah, they sure have. They're doing a great job of just plugging up the center of the field, not allowing Abadawi and Richie Ryan and Mike LaHood the space that they want to be able to operate. Paddy Barrett's kind of a beast back there for FC Cincinnati.
He is thick, right? He is thick indeed.
Donovan Iwolo's a young player, but he just got manhandled there. He's going to have to learn how to use his body a little more effectively. Against a big, experienced center back. See him on the ball now. He just moved Iwolo out of the way.
Now Barrett with his right foot. Nice little move right there underneath there. Cicerone. Cicerone keeps it alive. Cicerone's in. Cicerone dancing with a back across. Knocked out of there by Taylor. Pretty good header by Taylor. LaHood keeps it alive. Still alive. Top of the 18. The turn deflected. Corner kick FC Cincinnati.
Well, that was dangerous. I think it was Ledesma that ended up with it at the top of the box. And that deflection could have really gone anywhere. But see it here, great work from Cicerone on the outside. Tries to put it far post. Good clearance here. Just gets something on it from DJ Taylor, but watch Ledesma after the LaHood win here. Ledesma just doing some damage here at the top of the box. A little nifty footwork. But this deflection right there, that can go really anywhere. Fortunate there for North Carolina FC.
So they'll take the corner over here near side. So that was Russell Cicerone, who played collegiately at Buffalo. As Ledesma, what's he trying to figure out?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think there's something, maybe a fan or something over there, but he's got his horn ready. He's ready to go.
See the Oak City supporters having a good time.
Ledesma, let's take this corner kick. Let's get the game going. Just getting fired up.
Ledesma.
He's in a card. Got to.
And now he's going to get a yellow card.
Yep.
You see the fans.
Score one for the fans there in the corner. Better be careful, though, giving an earful to the linesman here.
So now Ledesma, I guess he doesn't like the fans being able to come right down there near the corner.
It's from Argentina, come on.
Yeah, well, and you know, big crowds at FC Cincinnati, right? Alan Koch looking on. Ledesma spinning it far side. And falling down and out of bounds. That was Koenig.
He's going to have a conversation with the referee again. Ledesma is. Got to be careful here. Already on a yellow. And it's smart there.
All right, the word is a hydration break here. Ledesma is pretty fired up.
Yeah, I mean, Koenig's doing a good job there, though. Just get him away from it. He's fired up. He's upset about something, but already carrying that yellow card. He's got to be careful.
Manuel Ledesma, as you said, from Argentina, signed with FC Cincinnati in January of this year as a transfer. Played the 2017 season with the New York Cosmos, came to the U.S. from Greece's Super League. Played 3 seasons as well in the English Championship League. He played in the Italian Serie A, so that man's been a little bit everywhere.
It's quite a resume. So that's why it's surprising that, you know, a few fans here in the corner got to him.
Colin Clark, the head coach.
You see Austin Lewis talking a little bit to him as well. That's part of it. I'd go right at him. See if he can get fired up a little bit more.
There's Ledesma. Oak City supporters got him rattled, I think is.
I think so. Credit a yellow card to the supporter section.
Mark Aladdin, the referee, Javier Rodriguez, Benjamin Wooten on the lines, Aaron Gallagher, your 4th official. I also want to thank Alpaca Peruvian Charco Chicken, as well as the North Carolina Education Lottery. Don't forget that the North Carolina Education Lottery Keno is in action. Carolina Keno gives you the chance to win up to $100,000 every 5 minutes. Visit nclottery.com. Find out where you can play Carolina Keno. Deleuze wearing the captain's armband tonight. Connor Tobin has also worn it. Tonight, though, Deleuze will get the armband.
I wonder how they decide that before the game. Do they rock, paper, scissors or something? Or is it this fight in the locker room? Who gets it?
Well, maybe, you know, they lost the last 2 games with Tobin wearing it. Maybe you switch it back and see what Deleuze can do. That could be.
Yeah, maybe. I like to think it's a one-on-one grudge match in the locker room before the game.
Little NCFC Fight Club. 29 minutes, no score. North Carolina FC Cincinnati. USL action on WRAL2, ESPN Plus, and wherever else you're watching. We thank you for watching. 29 minutes in after the hydration break. It was pretty humid and hot earlier today. It's actually feels pretty good right now, all things considered.
Yeah, it's cooled off a little bit. Good hold-up play there from Owolo.
Koenig.
A little unlucky there.
Now Koenig plays it into space, trying to go around Tobin. Look at Tobin. He's got a little extra gear there for Mr. Koenig. How about that? Tambakis, poor clearance. Abadawi. Boy, that was close. Back across, still loose. Hoyt coming forward. DeLue's first time. Now Richie Ryan. Richie Ryan, man, he's just on a different level.
Yeah, just smart the way he plays. Spacing. Knew exactly what he was trying to do there. Yeah, Connor Tobin, great job running down Koenig there. And a little bit of a poor clearance from Tambakis.
See the soccer ball out there. We can tell you that Select is the official soccer ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Receive free shipping on orders more than $50. Rios, DeLuze pushed to the ground and wanted the call. Coach Koch over there with him. DeLue's not playing like a guy who you'll want to take out. I mean, he is giving everything and then some.
Yeah, absolutely. You keep Austin DeLuze in this game the way he's been playing TC anytime of fatigue, but he hasn't shown it yet. Still battling, winning balls, using that excellent left foot.
And that was DeLuze actually taking it away from Nazbi Abadawi. I like that battle because you're talking about the former face of the franchise to what is, I guess you could say, the current face of the franchise.
Absolutely.
Smith over to Taylor. Taylor.
Good defending there from Smith. He's a smart defender. He knows where to be on that left-hand side. We haven't seen him get forward very often, though. Usually he's kind of bombing up and down that left-hand side. Stephen Miller and DJ Taylor have done a good job of not allowing him to get forward into the attack.
Our tackle from Due. Hoyt will clean it up, and there's Canziora. I like that activity from Canziora because I think Canziora didn't show Taylor enough, and Taylor got in trouble, as you talked about, and then Blake Smith picked his pocket. Canziora's got to be the game changer. He's got to save the game if somebody's in trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we talked about the substitution pattern. Kyle Becker, you've got him on the bench. Canziora might be the guy. I think it's between Austin DeLuze and Canziora because Kyle Becker can play that number 10 role right there in the middle of the park. We'll see. But it has been a good performance so far for North Carolina. See, they had the better of the chances, just some of that finishing, not putting it on target. Coach Colin Clark will be fairly happy with how the first 30 minutes or so of this game have gone.
I think so. Entertainment game. And just as you mentioned that Smith pushes forward, they'll switch it to the other side, though. Go to Cicerone. Cicerone with Peebo Dewey on him. Cicerone sent across. There's Harrington. Perfect to DeLuze. Now DeLuze going to get himself out of trouble. DeLuze, everything magical today. DeLuze on both sides of the ball for sure. Iwolo kind of gets jumbled up. It's high in the air. There's LaHood's got enough time. Now Smith, good job, bottom of his foot. He'll trap it. Now they can reset. Smith trying to find somebody open. He'll get it to Due. DeLuze is open. Look at Due spin out of trouble. Back to DeLuze.
That's good stuff there.
Canziora needs to keep running onto that one, and now Patty Barrett will knock it out of bounds. Wait, they'll say off of Canziora.
Yeah, it's just a little bit unlucky. It was really good movement, good composure from multiple players for North Carolina FC. Just that long ball. And see Patty Barrett, man. He doesn't look like a guy you want to mess with, does he?
He looks like he belongs on the rugby field, right? Does he not?
UFC.
Yeah.
A good UFC name, Patty Barrett.
Oh, you kidding me?
That brings back bad memories of playing against big monster beasts like that as center backs.
Those muscles on the back of the neck.
I used to try to kick them and then run away as fast as possible.
Here's Lasso. No small soldier either. Lasso hit that one pretty far. It's kept alive, though, by perhaps the most entertaining player so far, Ledesma, right?
Yeah.
Coming in at halftime, we'll take a look around the USL. We'll also have your stats and highlights. Stay with us here. The flag is offside.
Good line there from Harrington and Tobin. See Connor Tobin applauding the rest of his back line. It's a great line. Caught Koenig just trying to get that extra jump.
Alex Tambakis. Reese wearing number 1. We'll give it to Harrington. Due.
Yeah, he will. He's just got to keep going. He's got to keep battling Patty Barrett here, but Barrett is just kind of giving a lesson right now in center back play.
See Austin DeLuz talking to the referee right there. Kelly Glendenning has more on number 6 wearing the captain's armband.
Tonight, actually, for North Carolina FC is our state, our club night for the club. It means a lot to co-captain Austin DeLuz, and it celebrates really just all the community has to offer here in North Carolina in soccer. And Austin has called North Carolina home for several years, including during his collegiate tenure at Wake Forest. So tonight is extra special for him. And he said, quote, "This is really what it's all about, and that's what makes this club so special. We're such a big family. To get the crowd out here and celebrate that family as we play one of the top teams is awesome." And he is just looking forward to sharing that with his home here in North Carolina tonight. And what a special coincidence that it's also a homecoming for Cincinnati's Nazmi Al-Badawi tonight.
Thank you, Kelly Glendenning. Kelly with us, Jason Gary, Dean Linke. Barrett, good ball here again. Cicerone, denied there by Due, but it'll be a corner kick for FC Cincinnati.
Yeah, it's a good point from Kelly, though. Austin DeLuz, just an example of what you expect and what you would want as a professional athlete representing his club, his state, his family. He's been excellent. See, there's Ledesma. He's going to hear it every single time now. I love it.
They're all over Ledesma. Sent in by Ledesma off the head of DeLuz, and now Smith, that's Kanziora rather, will knock it off of Al-Badawi. It'll be a goal kick back to Tembakis. The USL's official Twitter feed keeps you up to date with news, live game updates, and highlights from around the league 24/7. Follow us at USL on Twitter. That's at USL on Twitter. Rios, marked by Lasso. Rios will check it back to Miller. Miller, so good to have Stephen Miller back in the lineup, bothered by a hamstring injury. We did interview him during that Bethlehem Steel matchup, and he said he was going to be out a couple games, but here he is back and ready.
Yeah, he's ready to rock up and down that right-hand side. We haven't seen a ton from him so far. Really been a game just battled through the midfield in the center of the park.
Koenig, that was reckless by him, and looked like he led with an arm as well. Harrington doesn't complain.
Yeah, Coach Colin Clark, though, on the sideline here is complaining, giving the linesman here an earful.
Thibaut Due, Cicerone just takes it away from him like it belongs to him. The Hood, now Cicerone. Boy, he's got some clever touches.
That's a good outlet ball as well. Composure.
And it's got to be nice to look up and say, Ryan or Al-Badawi, either one.
Yeah.
Right?
Or LaHood, even. Right?
Well, and then Corbin Bone when he comes in.
Yeah, I think we'll see Corbin Bone as well at some point in this game.
Cicerone dancing right now. Cicerone, what a move! Oh my! And Tembakis with the save. That was all Cicerone. Koenig with the finish. 1-0 FC Cincinnati.
What an unbelievable individual effort here from Russell Cicerone. Getting the ball on the right-hand side and just going through the North Carolina FC back line here. The first guy is Austin DeLuz. You don't get Austin DeLuz too often. A little step over, and this is the move right here. Just cuts inside, takes a great shot here, and Tembakis, he's just got to punch that over the goal. He leaves it in the field of play, and that's just good center forward play right there from Danny Koenig. Just taps that one in the back of the goal. Tembakis has got to get that outside of the frame of the goal. And Koenig there just finishes it, being a poacher, being on the line. Puts FC Cincinnati up 1-0.
Koenig in the 37th minute, and it's Russell Cicerone. He's from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. He's got that great Italian name. He played with Buffalo, played in the MAC. He was the MAC Player of the Year in 2017. So, I mean, he's fresh out of college, looking like he's played overseas.
Yeah, the issue there is that Thibaut Due, he's got to push him outside. He shaped his body up to allow Cicerone to come in the middle, and once he did that, the chance was on. Got to try to force him outside, so a couple different mistakes there.
Koch's going to take his time coming over to get it. This is where the game is cruel, right? Because you feel like NCFC, North Carolina FC, had a good portion of the game. Jason Gary and feeling pretty good, and then all of a sudden Cicerone breaks through, and then Koenig, who's been kept in check just in a bear hug there with Connor Tobin, and he won the bear hug.
Yeah, he did, and that's the sign of a good center forward. You don't do anything really all half, and then you get that one opportunity, and he makes it count. But Cicerone, what a run from him. That was an excellent run. Just weaving in and out of the defenders.
Cicerone just bounced to lose off the ball. Now Ryan will give it over to Hoyt. Koenig was looking for more. He was trying to play that left shoulder of Harrington. Now it's 1-0. FC Cincinnati on top, and we're in minute 40. Beautiful night here tonight, Jason Gary. Really nice.
Yeah, it's cooled off a little bit overcast now.
Harrington, left foot, going to try to switch it over to Miller. Blake Smith is there, knocked out of bounds. It'll be a throw in North Carolina FC. Miller going to try to do it quick. Now he's going to hesitate and give it back to Taylor and get back involved in the offense. So they'll take their time. Not a lot of movement right here. We already had that hydration break as well. Taylor sent in. This will go off of LaHood. Kept alive by Lasso. Over to Blake Smith. Smith does well to give it to Ledesma. Now he'll square it. Here comes Nazmi Abadawi. Abadawi with his right foot. Pretty good ball to Koenig. Koenig's got the only goal so far. Peebo Dewey. What a switch here. That's Cicerone, rather, my bad. Cicerone, who's been the difference maker, number 7. Thanks for pointing that out. It was Koenig at the top of the 18 waiting on it, though.
Yeah, another good run. Great outlet ball from Abadawi. Yeah, Cicerone, you had Koenig and Abadawi right there at the top of the box.
Hoyt will switch it now to Lasso.
Yeah, that whole attack started with the composure of Blake Smith at left back to not just clear the ball up the field, take his time, take a touch, find the right player, and they work themselves out of some pretty good pressure from North Carolina FC.
Abadawi back to Smith. He's got Ledesma behind him. Smith will play it into space, and it'll deaden. Smith in with his left foot, quality. Trying to find Koenig, and that's exactly what Jason Gary told you was going to happen with Blake Smith, and he's doing it now.
Yeah, he's getting up and down that left-hand side. Koenig should have made the run to the near post as well. Blake Smith did the right thing. Played that ball on the ground. If Danny Koenig had just taken that near post run, he'd have a tap in.
Of course, Blake Smith played with Richie Ryan last year for Miami FC, which had also a similar field, FC Cincinnati, a collection of superstars we've seen all over the place.
Absolutely, they're going out and buying the players from all the other teams. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. A few teams have tried to do that, and just didn't work. It's working for FC Cincinnati. You know, credit Coach Koch there, just putting these guys together, getting them to buy in. You got guys that normally would be starting for any other team, and they're sitting on the bench, so you got to keep that squad together.
42nd minute. Of course, it is worth mentioning just one more time that loss of Footy Danzo, who is a fan favorite around here, going over to Malaysia to play professionally. Here's Miller. Hoyt going to try to keep it away from Deleuze. Does. Douay's there. Goes over the head of Cicerone, and Graham Smith will clean it up. He'll give it to Deleuze. First time now to Harrington. 43rd minute. Good work here from North Carolina FC. Koenig checks back just to make sure. Now Tobin will switch it to Taylor. Taylor is trying to get it to Miller. Ledesma got in the way.
Yeah, that's great work by Ledesma. He just baited DJ Taylor into that pass. A wily Argentinian, veteran of some big-time foreign leagues.
Peebo Dewey played for Marlon LeBlanc at West Virginia. He'll square it here to Canziora, the German. Switch it to Miller. Miller with a trap. Taylor overlapping run. Miller lofted ball. Newton first time, still loose. Iwolo. Michael LaHood, also part of that Miami team. Here's Ledesma with the Cosmos a year ago. Now Smith. And here's Smith again. If they can get it out of danger here, good job by Tobin to come forward, but it'll stay with FC Cincinnati, Jason.
Yeah, Blake Smith trying to find that outlet ball. Koenig just wasn't able to hold it. Great job defending by Connor Tobin. He read that play. Cicerone here that just created that goal for FC Cincinnati. Young player. Good scouting there to find that guy. He's got some skills.
Here is Cicerone. Yeah, you think about him, and then you think about Lasso, just not too long out of Wofford, and then mixed in with these veteran players, the pickup of Abadawi, Richie Ryan. I mean, it's a nice mixture.
Well, an old buddy I used to play with, Luke Sassano, is up there in Cincinnati making a lot of these decisions. He's put together a great squad here. He's with the New York Cosmos last year when they had their troubles. Cincinnati picked him up, and he's done a great job building some teams here. Really, as a young front office guy, really building some quality teams.
Harrington over to Smith. Koenig closing, now Deleuze with Cicerone on him. Koenig doing the work, wearing that number 11. Tobin, good ball from Tobin to find Miller. Miller's gonna crank one over, Rios is there! Oh my, punched away by Newton. Rios was there, so was Iwolo. It was Rios who almost scored.
Yeah, great ball and great header, and even better save from Evan Newton in the FC Cincinnati goal. Daniel Rios probably can't believe he didn't score. I thought that one was in the back of the net. Big time save from the goalkeeper.
There is Rios, and we'll take another look at that last opportunity. It was electrifying for Rios. Here we go.
Yeah, great ball from Stephen Miller. Rios rises up, and look at this thing. I thought that was in the back of the net, but Evan Newton, great reaction save, going back against his body to punch that one out. But that's much better for North Carolina FC. Get that ball out there to Stephen Miller. Get it out to Austin Deleuze. Put some balls in the box. Let big Daniel Rios get in there and challenge.
Rios leads the team with 5 goals and 2 assists. And Jason, you're right, I thought it was number 6.
Yeah, I really did. The way it came off his head, and Newton was coming across the goal, but he's able to reach back and punch it away.
Tambakis over to Harrington. Now Harrington kept on the ground to Peebo Due. Due kept alive. He'll give it back to Harrington. Harrington now again to Due. Peebo Due's got Deleuze in front of him. He'll go up top to Iwolo. Looked like he used his arm. Didn't matter. He'll come back to FC Cincinnati. Saying 3 minutes of added time. Of course, part of that is the hydration break. This is no small child at right back either.
Yeah.
Hoyt's
a big boy as well. Yeah.
Well, Jason, with 2 minutes left here, assuming the scoreline stays 1-0, you never know. What's Colin Clark's message in the locker room, sir?
Yeah, I mean, I think they played pretty well if you look at the totality of the first half. But, you know, just a bit of a lapse there. 2 lapses on the Cicerone run, and then, you know, not getting in front of your man and not putting yourself in the right position. And Koenig just capitalizing on that. I don't know if you change a lot. I think you see how this second half starts. They've got to do a little bit better job creating some chances. They've had the better of the chances here in the first half.
Smith shows Harrington. Harrington past midfield up to Rios. The hood, it'll ping around. Iwolo. Good work to find Miller. Tough ball, though. Just kind of rushed it a little bit, because if Miller could have flicked it and had Taylor made that run down near the corner flag, that would have been good. As it is, still a throw in for North Carolina FC. Taylor's going to run it down and end up throwing it in from the same spot that he did anyway. Canziora. Canziora! It's going to crank it! Oh, my! Good shot from Canziora.
Yeah, that's much better from Marcel Canziora. Just cuts inside and puts it on target. Forces Evan Newton into the save to push it over the crossbar. See it here. He just cuts inside on his left foot. It's a pretty good strike there. I think that one may be drifting over, but forces Evan Newton to punch it over the goal to make sure. A good fingertip save there by the goalkeeper. No short corner this time. Look like they're going to go put one in the box.
This free kick brought to you by Alpaca Peruvian Charco Chicken.
Yeah, that's just tough. Graham Smith's got to do better there. He's got to get that ball over the first defender, give it a chance, put it in the mixer there with all the big bodies.
Watch to get exclusive video content and photography from across the USL. Make sure to follow the league's official Instagram account at USL Soccer. And that is the whistle. The only goal coming from Danny Koenig from Denmark. Great work by Russell Cicerone. from Detroit, Michigan, and Colin Clark's team down 1-0 at the half here, Jason.
Yeah, I think Coach Colin Clark, he's going to be a little disappointed in the result here in the first half, but I think his team played pretty well. They've created some chances. Just got to be more clinical in the attacking third and create some more chances here in the second half.
There he is, Nazmi Abadawi, back in his home, and his team, FC Cincinnati, leading his former team 1-0 here at the half. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back with more fun.
We didn't have goals at the beginning like, oh, we're going to get to this number or anything like that. We're just going to do the stuff that we thought needed to be done, and if people jumped on board, great. If not, I mean, hey, man, at least we tried. Traveling is such a huge part of what we do because the United States teams play all over the country. Corey Donahue and Justin Bunkin, we are co-founders of the American Outlaws. See more of our story at celebratingsoccer.com.
North Carolina Football Club and the North Carolina Courage would like to thank our starting 11 partners, Capital Broadcasting Company, iTrio, Trademark Properties, Hunger School, CII, and Baker Roofing for their continued support of the new state of soccer. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us on the field right now.
Welcome back to Cary, North Carolina. Salem Stadium, Wake Med Soccer Park, home to North Carolina FC. They found themselves down a goal. FC Cincinnati on top. A goal from Koenig, the only goal so far. It's 1-0 FC Cincinnati over North Carolina FC. And we're pleased to welcome you upstairs. Hello, everybody. Dean Linke along with former national champion and player of the year from Maryland, Jason Gary. And Jason, North Carolina FC looked good for most of that first half, but then FC Cincinnati got one.
Yeah, they sure did. They looked pretty good in possession. They had good pressure on this FC Cincinnati team, but a great individual effort. And FC Cincinnati goes into halftime up 1-0. It's a bit of a struggle coming out for North Carolina FC to try to find a way to break down this back line.
As always, every game's so important. Let's take a look at the schedules for both teams pushing forward here on this USL season. Upcoming matches on Wednesday will be out here for a game against Ottawa and then Louisville. Last year they won the USL.
Yeah, it's just a tough schedule here. They got to travel to Nashville as well, and then 2 more road games there coming to the end of June and through the July 4th weekend at Richmond and at Pittsburgh. So just critical that at home you've got to get 3 points in this league. When you go on the road, if you can sneak a point, sneak a win here and there, that's where you put yourself up into the top half and the top few teams in the standings.
I'll take a look at the upcoming games for FC Cincinnati in town tonight. Then they've got the Bethlehem Steel and Richmond Kickers coming to Cincinnati. You know they're going to pack the place.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a drivable game there for the Richmond fans, or excuse me, for the FC Cincinnati fans. And then going to Toronto FC too, and then against Ottawa. That's always a tough trip when you go. Excuse me, they're playing at home against Ottawa. Ottawa's a tough team as well this year, and then going to Nashville. So another tough stretch. We talked to coach for Cincinnati earlier before the game, and he was like, we've got to keep going. Every single game is important in this season.
Decent crowd here tonight as well at Salem Stadium at Wake Med Soccer Park. Of course, USL Productions doing a great job during games and all week long. Let's go behind the scenes of USL Productions. You'll hear from Jake Edwards and Brad Baker. Check it out.
We came here with a unique challenge, and that was to solve the problem of producing over 500 games and do so in a cost-effective way for the clubs, in a way that produced high-quality broadcasts and standardize the look and feel of all of those productions. Outside of the live event, the match experience, outside of that, the broadcast is the window into the brand for the club and for the league. You need to be able to capture that in a compelling way with a quality broadcast.
A large portion of the teams work with our partner Vista on REMI productions, remote integration. What that means is that the production of the game is actually handled mostly away from site. So the way these games work is a truck will show up locally at the stadium. There'll be 4 camera operators there, and those signals are sent all the way here to Fort Lauderdale. And here locally at Vista, the game is cut. The game has graphics put on top of it. Replay is done here, and in many cases, the play-by-play is actually done on site here at Vista as well. So after the game is fully produced, we have a signal that goes to our partner ESPN Plus for US distribution. We have a signal that goes to YouTube for international distribution. And then for the teams that have an over-the-air local broadcast regional sports network deal, the signal is sent to their partners as well. So even for the games that aren't done with a REMI production, all games flow through Vista, and all those signals have to get sent out all over the world to reach the fans of USL. Because of those REMI productions, we'll oftentimes have 5 or 6 games going on at one time. Nobody is doing sports REMI productions on this level consistently.
We have built one of the largest REMI production models of any league in the world. And now we're able to deliver anywhere in the world to our partners at ESPN, fully produced matches from all over the country. We couldn't be more thrilled with the progress we've made and some of the innovative things now we're going to be able to start to bring into the broadcast moving forward.
Great look behind the scenes of USL Productions. We're here at Salem Stadium, Wake Met Soccer Park in Cary. There's your score, FC Cincinnati 1, North Carolina FC 0. As always, a busy evening of USL action across the country here. And if everywhere else is as nice as it is right here, they're having a good time. There's the scores. See New York Red Bulls 2 and Charlotte Independence tied at 1. Nashville leading the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Toronto on top of Penn. Indy 11, Martin Rennie's team leading Atlanta United 2.
Yeah, absolutely. You see, not a lot of scoring around the league. It's evidence here. It's just 1-0. That'll pick up, though, in the second halves of these games. Things open up. But interesting. A lot of goals tonight.
Of course, every game's so important as we take a look at the standings of the USL. And Jason Gary, the top 8 make the playoffs. Right now, North Carolina FC on the outside looking in. Everybody trying to chase down your #1 team, FC Cincinnati.
Yeah, it's really been the story. FC Cincinnati and Louisville City FC have been really the class of the league so far this season. Let's see, what are those other 4 or 5 teams there? You see Charlotte's up there, Charleston up there. Can North Carolina FC or one of these other teams, Indy 11, can they get some wins here and put on a little bit of a run and push themselves? But really, it's all about getting into those playoffs and getting a chance to win a championship.
See here when you flip the page, there's North Carolina FC sitting at 12. Of course, if somehow they can get a win here today, then they're at 14. They're 6 out of that top 8, and anything can happen. Yeah, a couple games in hand as well. Great point, Jason.
Yeah, North Carolina FC has a couple games in hand, but that's only good if you're able to get 3 points in those games. But you can really run up the table pretty quickly if you're able to get those 3 points. And they've got to figure out a way to get back into this game and then go on a little run here, kind of a midsummer run to put yourself in position to make a run at the championship.
All right, those are the USL Eastern Conference standings. Every match so important, so great to see young and old out here at Wake Met Soccer Park, Salem Stadium. Everybody having a good time, but everybody like to see a goal from the home team, North Carolina FC. How about them? Let's see what they've got. We've got more coming here. Stay with us on WRAL2 and ESPN Plus.
In soccer, every second is monumental. Every moment of the 90 minutes is backed up by months of training, hours of perfecting passes, weeks of tuning your touch. You put in the time searching for your next advantage. We provide the gear that helps you earn it.
My name is Clint Dempsey, and I play for Seattle Sounders. If you played on a club team, it gave you an opportunity to get a scholarship in soccer. So going to Dallas, so we lived in Nacogdoches. I went for my first tryout, not really thinking I was going to make it, and ended up making the team. And then it was the reality set in. My parents were like, how are we going to afford this? How are we going to be able to drive 3 hours one way and 3 hours back? I was just lucky that I had parents who were crazy enough to drive me that far to get that coaching. See more at celebratingsoccer.com.
Disaster can strike at any moment. But fortunately, Strategic Systems has got your back. If your data has been compromised, disaster recovery services from Strategic Systems will have you up and running in no time. Your data is critical. Protect it.
Welcome to the Boneyard. Salem Stadium, WakeMed Soccer Park in Cary. It's FC Cincinnati 1, North Carolina FC 0 here at the half. And welcome back upstairs again, everybody. Dean Linke here with the great Jason Gary. Jason, Colin Clark, his message at halftime.
Finish. Get some more shots on goal. They created 3, 4, 5, 6 chances, but just the finishing wasn't there. We saw one good save from Newton on Daniel Rios where he got a shot on target. But other than that, the ball's been going over the goal, around the goal. They've got to figure out a way to test this goalkeeper and really just create some more pressure in the offensive third.
Danny Koenig did finish, and we'll get to that as we roll to the highlights. We'll show you what took place in the first 45.
Yeah, it's a pretty good chance. Look at this ball from Austin DeLuz. Unbelievable ball with his left foot. Here's Rios, though, slips in, Pivo Due. And here's what we're talking about, just not getting able to get that ball on target. Ends up being a great sliding tackle here from Forrest Lasso. Just sliding across the block this one, but that was one of the better chances for North Carolina FC. Maybe a little chip up over the goalkeeper, just something different. But here's Cicerone. Here's the big opportunity for him. Just shifts Austin DeLuz, and there you've got to force him outside. He cuts inside, gets a shot on goal, and then here it is, the big forward here. Danny Koenig just stronger there in the box, is able to put it in the back of the net. But Tambakis, I think, needs to do better here. I think Connor Tobin's got to do a little bit better. Just a few breakdowns there. 3 or 4 of them allowed FC Cincinnati to get on the goal.
Yeah, Koenig, not quite sure what that is, but didn't do a whole lot other than that, and North Carolina FC tried to equalize.
Yeah, here's the best chance for him, Stephen Miller. What a ball this is, and Daniel Rios rises up very well, puts it on target, but Evan Newton, watch the goalkeeper here. This is a reaction save. He's able to push that thing out of danger. Daniel Rios thought he scored. I thought he scored. I think most people in the stadium thought he scored. And a few more kind of half chances here for North Carolina FC. Here's a long shot from Canziora that Newton just easily punches over the bar, but just got to be better finishing, a little more clinical in the final third for me, Dean.
Different kind of strike here from Canziora, but the point is to make sure it goes over the crossbar. If Tambakis could get that back, that is what he wanted to do on that shot from Cicerone.
Yeah, he's either got to punch it over the goal or just get it so far out away from the goal mouth that the center forward doesn't have a chance to score. Really good center forward play, though, from Danny Koenig. Being alert in that box and just putting it in the back of the net.
Marcel Canziora has been very good wearing that number 1-8. You take a look at the first half stats. North Carolina FC with 8 shots to just 5 for Cincinnati.
Yes, they've created those shots, but they have not been able to put too many shots on target, just the 3 on target shots. I think Coach Colin Clark will be pretty happy with the way the first half went. Obviously, besides giving up that goal, just kind of you got to create more and more chances here in the second half and come out really aggressively.
So here we go, FC Cincinnati out in their orange and white. Koenig wearing number 11. Daniel Rios wearing number 14. If you're Coach Alan Koch, what's your message to your team at the half?
I think you'll be really happy with the way they've played. did some pretty good defending in the first half. Were able to get that goal really on the counterattack. It was just a two-man counter, and they were able to find the back of the net. I think we'll be pretty pleased with how this first half has gone.
Who's ready for the second half as North Carolina FC takes on FC Cincinnati?
Both teams out here, getting ready to start the second half. Iwolo over the ball. And here we go, start of the second half. Connor Tobin. Harrington, so let's see. Miller still at right mid, Deleuze at left mid, Iwolo and Rio still in there. Graham Smith with Canziora, so that's the midfield and front line. It's still Taylor, Tobin, Harrington, and Douay. And what a great ball driven in, trying to find Iwolo. Far side is Douay. Threatening up the left side, Jason Gary early on. Good start here for North Carolina FC as they come out guns a-blazing.
Yeah, I love it. The early ball from Peebo Douay, just putting that thing in the box in a dangerous area, forcing FC Cincinnati to deal with it. Got to see more of that from here in the second half. Excuse me, more of that from him in the second half.
FC Cincinnati taking their time now. Here's Smith. We get a bird's eye view of Smith here now in the second half. He's so fun to watch, Jason Gary.
Yeah, he sure is, especially when he goes forward. Good defending here by Iwolo. That's much better from the center forward. Earns the foul just from being alert. And again, Blake Smith there in the right spot. Canziora tried to play that free kick quickly. The spring Stephen Miller. Blake Smith alert to the danger. Left back having a great game.
Richie Ryan in that combination with Nazmi Abadawi. Abadawi pulled to the ground. What are you expecting out of Nazmi Abadawi here as he's kind of definitely stayed under control so far?
Yeah, he's been a little bit quiet. He's had a few good moments. But as this second half opens up a little bit, North Carolina FC's going to have to press a little bit, push numbers forward to look for that tying goal. He's going to have those spaces that he just crushes people when he gets those spaces.
Harrington. Smith. Back to Harrington. Smith. Over to Miller. Canziora. Now back over to Taylor. Taylor. Miller. Smith. And out of bounds. Throw in for North Carolina FC. Played quickly to Deleuze. Minute 49. Smith. Deleuze and back to Smith. Douay far side trying to find Miller. There's Blake Smith. And that'll go out of bounds.
Yeah, good flick from Smith, but that's better from North Carolina FC. Put numbers in the box, keeping the pressure on. A little bit better ball next time from Douay. Oh. Connor Tobin there, just get a little tangled up there.
Out of bounds off of Tobin, throwing back to FC Cincinnati. Abadawi.
Yeah, that was all Nazmi Abadawi there. Just won the ball in midfield. Started the attack, puts it out wide. He was trying to get in the box as well to finish. But FC Cincinnati, you can kind of see him setting up in sort of this counter-attacking mode. The Abadawi and Koenig looking to break. Cerrone.
Throw in here for Smith. That's Blake Smith. Of course, Blake Smith for FC Cincinnati. Graham Smith for North Carolina FC. We say hello to Kurt Johnson, the president general manager of North Carolina FC, like me a couple of weeks ago, celebrating a graduation for his youngest. That's always an exciting time, Jason Gary. You got a long ways to go for your 3 youngins for that, but congratulations to Kurt Johnson.
Kindergarten graduation time? That's what we had last week.
That's a big deal, right?
Kind of crazy.
Canziora back over to Harrington, 51st minute. What a job Kurt Johnson has done. Talk about Nazmi Abadawi, you know, from here. Kurt Johnson, I mean, played for Castle, now North Carolina FC youth, went to Ravenscroft, starred there, went to North Carolina State, took North Carolina State to incredible heights, right? The College Cup back in 1990, went on to do amazing things with U.S. Soccer Adidas and Major League Soccer and U.S. Club Soccer, and now has found a home here with Steve Malik and the fine staff.
Yeah, Mr. Johnson's been around. He's got a ton of experience in multiple levels in this U.S. soccer landscape, and there's Nazmi Abadawi. Great job developing him. I mean, all his development here happened here at North Carolina FC over the past 4 years, and
Kurt was here and
made him a hot commodity, you know, for an FC Cincinnati team looking to go MLS, and they've got that headed next year.
Colin and Dewan Bader deserve a whole lot of credit there as well.
Absolutely. Dewan's known Nazmi since he was 12 or 13 years old.
There you go. Over the ball, Deleuze, Canziora, both players with a great first 45. Deleuze going far post, a little bit ambitious. Little stumble there for Miller as he looks like he turned his ankle. And
I hope he's okay. He's had foot problems and ankle problems before. Hopefully that one's going to be okay. You can see went down pretty hard. That ball just a little too deep from Austin Deleuze. Puts it past the goal. It's just hard for anyone to get on the end of it. You see right here at the very end, Stephen Miller, that little ankle got stepped on there.
Yeah, he got stepped on from behind. Graham Smith taken down, and that's Koenig. So Ledesma now with a yellow card for that stall, and now Koenig also in the books with a yellow.
Yeah, the center forward. They're all friends now. He'll be happy. He's got a yellow card and a goal. That's a pretty good game for a center forward.
Spoken like a center forward.
Totally. Yellow card game. Will stomp there on the midfielder. It's a little bit reckless there. It's certainly a good yellow card.
Yeah, nice work by Connor Tobin to point it out as well.
Just a little stomp there. Those center forwards are not very good defenders, so those are a little late.
Sent in, handled there by Patty Barrett. So Michael LaHood with the score 1-0, all things being equal, worked out okay for the equipment man, who was probably a little bit nervous.
I think he was. Penciled in the wrong guy in the lineup sheet.
I got to give Alan Koch credit for the way he handled it, right? Just real professional, didn't make the young man feel bad. And
maybe not publicly.
Right, yeah.
But he handled it well. He was upset. We're asking about the lineup, and he said, so LaHood, he's like, no, so. One of those things.
Well, I like how he said, can I just have a minute to think about it or whatever, right? Just to get my composure. This was Alan Koch talking, so well done. And now Alan Koch is up, looking to make a save. A change, rather. Deleuze. Over to Canziora. DJ Taylor. Now Harrington. 54th minute. It's 1-0 FC Cincinnati on top of North Carolina FC. Rio so close. Boy, if he gets there, it is danger land.
Oh, it was a great ball from Dewey, wasn't it? Goes Peebo is going down the left-hand side. He gets his head up. I like this early ball. You don't have to beat your defender every time. I thought Rio should have made contact there. I think he just mistimes this thing. The challenge there, I think it was Patty Barrett or Forrest Lasso coming in, just kind of threw him off, but I thought he should have made contact and put something on frame.
Tobin now to Taylor. Ledesma. Graham Smith missing Canziora. Good ball here in. Ryan. They catch up with it. Deflected there by Tobin. Cleared out. And once again, it's Cicerone, number 7, who has been dangerous.
He sure has. And Connor Tobin may have find him in fault for the first goal, but he saves a goal right here. That shot, Koenig's going to just tap that in the back of the net if Connor Tobin is not alert to the danger. But you're right, Dean. Cicerone has been unbelievable there on that right-hand side, just causing issues.
Rios. Miller making a run. Miller trying to get there before Blake Smith. Miller is in the 18. Miller dancing with it. He'll square it. Oh! What an idea from Canziora to first time it. He saw that far post open and just missed it.
Yeah, it was a really good effort there from Marcel Canziora. He's coming in late. He's trailing the play. He made up a lot of ground here. Stephen Miller does a great job holding this thing up and finding him. Look at this first time effort from Marcel Canziora. Just puts it past the post. Great counterattack from North Carolina FC.
All right, for more on the star players, let's go to Kelly Glendenning. Kelly, take it away.
Dean, during halftime, I wanted to take a look at how 2 of tonight's key players for NCFC fare in the league in the Eastern Conference. Alex Tambakis now has 28 total saves after his first half performance, which is 3rd in the Eastern Conference, and then 2nd, Daniel Rios, who nearly had that header goal in the first half that you guys highlighted. Dean, I'll let you take it from here for a second.
Iwolo's on it. Iwolo down near the far corner flag. Deleuze is showing. Iwolo will switch it. Try to find Miller, still loose. Pinging around. Graham Smith going to try to win it against Abadawi. Kept alive, North Carolina FC. Bringing some heat here. Down 1-0 in the second half. Taylor now to Miller. It'll stay with Taylor. Taylor, back heel.
It just went the wrong way. Dean, it was the right idea. Just got the technique a little bit wrong. Well done again from Taylor.
So Taylor, what a ball back to Miller. Now Taylor again. Taylor going to cross it near post. And out of bounds, they'll say goal kick. And with that, we'll send it back to Kelly Glendenning to finish her point.
Thanks for that, Dean. As I was saying before that attack got in motion, Daniel Rios, who nearly had that header goal in the first half, he has 5 total goals, which is tied for 4th in the Eastern Conference. And then on the other hand, Cincinnati's top goal scorers, Koenig and Ledesma, they were tied for 4th in the conference with Rios with 5 goals as well. Obviously, Koenig's goal in the first half now has him tied for 2nd in the league with 6 goals. So that's a lot of top 5 talent out there on the field tonight.
Kelly, thanks for being with us. Jason Gary also in the booth. Dean Linke here. Minute 58. It's FC Cincinnati 1, North Carolina FC 0. On a dime, FC Cincinnati will switch it from left to right. Ledesma, who's been so great, gets it over to Cicerone. Cicerone marked by Douay. Cicerone trying to split 2. Pretty close to earning a PK. Referee said no as he went down a little bit soft, but not a bad idea to try to split those 2 players. And Rios, that did not look good at all as Rios rolling around. Hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, just the way leg got bent under. Goes Richie Ryan there in the center of the field. See it. Yeah, just an awkward play there. It's certainly a foul by Ryan, but hopefully Daniel Rios is able to continue here. I think he's going to be all right.
It's hard not to like this young man, number 14, on loan from Chivas Guadalajara. He can score goals. He's very efficient in front of frame. He's calm in front of frame, which, as you know, as a center forward, that's a #1 principle to have.
Absolutely, and he's pretty good in the air, too. We've seen some of these long outlet balls. He's been able to win them. Awolo hasn't been able to win them against the likes of Patty Barrett and Forrest Lasso, but Daniel Rios has won some of those headers playing up there in that center forward role. That's a tough one. Anthony Abadawi is just sniffing around right now, looking for that counterattack.
They put Graham Smith in some tough situations, some medicine balls, as you know. Canziora looking for Rios, and once again, big, tall number 3, Forrest Lasso, will head it away.
Yeah, the Raleigh boy, he's been really good tonight for me. He's been right there in the center of the park, disrupting things, being aggressive.
Throw in. Well, that's another skill that Deleuze is about as good as anybody in the country, Deleuze, at throw-ins. I mean, he starts goals from anywhere as he tries to find Iwolo.
Yeah, just always alert, trying to find that play. take the other team by surprise when they're napping, the ball goes out of bounds, and doing something unexpected.
So Corbin Bone, who we anticipated being in the starting lineup, is going to get subbed in the next opportunity for Alan Koch and FC Cincinnati. We can tell you that. He is ready to come in as Ledesma, number 45, is on it. Good ball in, far side. Peebo Dewey will let it roll out of bounds, and that'll come back to the home team, North Carolina FC.
I wonder if Corbin Bone has a start bonus in his contract, because if I'm his agent, I'm on the phone after this game.
Yeah, a lot of players have those for sure, right?
Start play, win bonus. The Hood, though, we were out there before the game, and he was not obviously not planning on starting, but he gets a start. He's able to warm up pretty quickly, and I thought put in a pretty good shift here. Mike LaHood, play with a ton of experience, lots of skill. Coach Koch there just says thank you for being ready to play, being a pro.
And Bone started all 12 games, playing a team-high 1,026 minutes this season for FC Cincinnati, so obviously somebody that they were counting on.
He's a quality player there in the middle of the park.
Play this back to Newton. Newton has done his job. He's come up with a couple big-time saves. Jason Gary from point-blank range and from distance.
Yeah, Rios and the Rios shot and the Canziora shot come to mind in the first half. North Carolina FC, they've got to keep the pressure up. They've done a pretty good job of increasing the pressure. Get more and more balls in the box, get bodies in there. If DJ Taylor can make it happen.
Miller, squared corner kick, North Carolina FC.
Yeah, that's well done. Good combination there from DJ Taylor, Stephen Miller. Sense a little bit of unease there in the back line for FC Cincinnati here over the last 5 or 10 minutes. Good switch of the field here. Good smart play here by DJ Taylor. Good ball in and an early cross from Stephen Miller. Multiple players crashing on that near post.
So corner kick for number 16, Graham Smith for North Carolina FC. Sent in, pretty good ball, pinging around. It'll fall to Taylor. Taylor's going to reset with Harrington. Harrington will send it right back over the head of Miller, over to Smith. Smith now, can he get it inside the 18? Bouncing Lucy Wallow, just missing and unlucky for FC Cincinnati.
Oh, that's what we're talking about. You just got to get some of these chances. That's a really, really good chance in the box. You've got to get it on target. A good ball in from Smith. Initially, I thought, God, you got to get that ball up in the air, but no one from FC Cincinnati clears it. And whoa, this is a point-blank shot on the penalty mark, 12 yards out, and pushes it past the post.
I almost thought it could go off the backside of Barrett and sneak in there, that big man there.
He didn't make great contact, though. You can kind of tell he didn't hit it the way he wanted to. But good pressure from North Carolina FC. They're feeling it right now.
That was a pretty neat ball from Deleuze. Good idea. Hey, we can tell you that voting is now open for USL's monthly awards for May. Cast your vote for Player of the Month, Goal of the Month, and Save of the Month this weekend at USLsoccer.com. Here's Rios doing his job. That's what a center forward's got to do right there, right?
Absolutely. That was an excellent touch from him. Now get in the box and score a goal.
Deleuze right back to Canziora. Canziora's going to take a shot. Was it deflected? They'll say no. It'll be a goal kick for FC Cincinnati.
It looked like it had to be deflected or a foul. But Canziora, there was some contact there. Ryan shaking his head. See it here. It's a good first touch from Canziora. He's setting it up for the shot with the left foot. Yeah, maybe not. Just got a little off balance there. Just didn't hit it right.
Yeah, Bone.
Good call from the referee.
Yeah,
my fault.
Bone was smart enough to stay away from him. From the angle, it looked like maybe Bone got him, but there was nothing doing. A great job by our crew here, giving us another look at that as well.
And speaking of the referee, I think he's done an excellent job. Center referee here tonight. Played a clean game, called fouls when he's needed to, but really letting the players play.
Referee going to talk to Richie Ryan, the captain. Doesn't seem too happy about something. So here we go, Kyle Becker, and you wonder if Canziora will come out, and Lomas also getting ready to come on. And Austin Deleuze has been so good, I think he's going to just stay in the game, right?
Yeah, sometimes you just can't take him off the field. But a double switch here. This is pretty big. Kyle Becker in there for Canziora, which we thought we might see. He's going to play that number 10 role, be a creative force in the middle.
Also coming on the game, number 7, Donovan Awolu in the 65th minute.
And Lomas, I think this is the right move. You got to keep Rios on the field. He's been the more dangerous of the two center forwards for me.
Awolu's going to come off. Didn't bother with any handshakes. I guess center forwards want to stay on until they get one.
Yeah, when you don't score, you haven't done your job. That's the whole deal as a center forward. Marios Lomas, this is a good game for him. It's setting up pretty well. Ball's in the box.
Colin Clark's pretty fired up right now. Lomas over to Rios. Of course, Lomas scored the only goal against DC United. It was a great goal too, Jason.
Yeah, and you feel like just with the way this game is setting up a lot of crosses into the box with his height and his presence.
Smith over to Taylor. Heavy pressure from Nazbi Abadawi, and finally Tembakas. Look at Nazbi Abadawi doing his thing.
It's weird to see him doing it for another team, and I was just about to say, great pressure from Abadawi. And it was won his team here. A throw in deep, just a way to leave a little bit of the pressure here for FC Cincinnati. They've been under it for a little bit.
Blake Smith now to Richie Ryan. FC Cincinnati 1. North Carolina FC 0. We thank you for watching on WRAL2 and ESPN+. Ibo Due, Cicerone, for me, one of the stars of the match.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been the most dangerous. He created obviously the opportunity there on the goal with a great individual display of one-on-one soccer, man. He just goes at it, and that's his job there, playing on that right midfield spot. You've got to be able to attack and make things happen one-on-one.
Nifty header. Cicerone was trying to run it down, couldn't have come all the way back. These two center backs, Lasso and Barrett, have been solid as well for FC Cincinnati. Top of the table in your Eastern Conference standings of the USL.
Yeah, but really right now in this game, it's just incumbent upon North Carolina FC to continue to push forward. FC Cincinnati will feel really comfortable right now with this 1-0 lead on the road. This is the guy right here for me, though, Kyle Becker, subbing into this game. He's got to be that guy that creates something. He's got the ability to. Unbelievable on free kicks. He's got that special ability to create a play for someone else or for himself to score a goal.
I agree. He'll also be a force on corner kicks if they can get him. This could be one right here. Miller's going to send it. Looping. Boy, nice job, though, by Newton. Tracked it the entire way.
Yeah, that was a good take from Newton. He knew as soon as that ball was kicked by Stephen Miller, he was going to go and get it.
If you want to keep up with the best social media from around the USL, join Kelsey Steele every Friday on the USL social media channels for the latest edition of Off the Post. That's Kelsey Steele. So proud of her, the former Ohio University Bobcat. Minute 68, 1-0. FC Cincinnati on top of your home team, North Carolina FC. Austin DeLuz with the takeaway into Miller. Miller looking for the call. Blake Smith all over him. Colin Clark off the bench. Dewan Bader off the bench, and they've got a legitimate beef.
Yeah, they're fired up, but no, honestly, with the way the referee has called this game, I think it's okay. We'll get a second look. Great play here by Austin DeLuz. Look at this ball, though. Just takes the back line of FC Cincinnati. Oh, I can't really tell there. I don't know if there was an arm involved, but Stephen Miller goes down right there at the top of the box. To be fair, though, I think the referee has let that kind of play go throughout this game.
Trying to track it down. Look at DeLuz.
Well done.
Austin DeLuz. Ponce de Leon, the fountain of youth. He is all over it. He's our new ageless wonder without question.
He's on that Tom Brady diet, I think you told me earlier.
I think it's the Matt McCullough diet.
Avocado ice cream, he said, every night.
Becker. Rios. He's got Lomas in there as Rios. Yeah, well done indeed. Due. Far side. Miller's got to get it back. He does. Becker leaves it. Taylor not there. Cleared. What were you looking for on that final pass, Jason?
Yeah. I thought Dewey was at the top of the 18-yard box. If he takes a touch inside, go ahead and have a strike on goal. When you loop it up like that, it makes it a little bit more difficult. I know it was on his, not his favorite right foot, but take a touch inside, have a crack at goal, put something on to Evan Newton's goal mouth here, challenge him.
Excellent point, Becker. Too strong for Miller. It'll roll out of bounds, and The clock will tick. Plenty of time, though, folks. It's only minute 70. This game has been good. It's 1-0. It's been a quality game. Both teams have featured really, really well.
Yeah, it sure has. It's been a good game. And just there's Kyle Becker looking for him to create something. Coach Colin Clark's putting that onus on him as the central midfielder. Create a special play. We saw that just little step back there. He was looking for somebody to come in behind him and have a shot at goal.
North Carolina FC returns to Salem Stadium at Wakemet Soccer Park Wednesday, June 9th to take on Canadian foe Ottawa Fury FC. Tickets to the match are on sale now and can be purchased by calling the Coastal Credit Union box office at 919-459-8144 or going to North Carolina FC's website. Like to see you out here on Wednesday night. I'll be out here with Jason Gary. Stephen Miller here to Becker, over to Taylor. Minute 71, 1-0 FC Cincinnati. Taylor, nobody home. Hits it too long. Cicerone's got Douay over there. Dewey's going to pressure him. Let's see what he can do. Second ball, though, and now this has been all North Carolina FC here in the second half for the most part, has it not?
Yeah, it sure has. And FC Cincinnati has been able to hold that line in the back. To keep pushing forward. North Carolina FC just continue to push forward and find that goal. It'll change the whole complexion of this thing.
Looks like Alan Koch is going to try to make another change here. He's made 2 already. Going to try to make 1 more. Jimmy McLaughlin waiting to come on. But Desma, feeling the pressure there from Graham Smith, will bring it back.
Yeah, Ledesma might be the guy they take out. We'll see.
So McLaughlin, he's from Pennsylvania, spent some time with the Philadelphia Union of Major League Soccer. So these players that had more than a cup of coffee or two with MLS teams going MLS next year, they got to love their opportunity, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, usually only 4 or 5 stick over for that MLS squad, so we'll see. Obviously, they're going to be focused on this USL season and try to win a championship. What a better way to go into MLS, winning a championship, FC Cincinnati. You know, Coach Koch is already looking, Luke Sassano, they're already looking around and finding the players that they're going to be bringing in. Big jump up in level when they go to MLS.
Let's see if North Carolina FC can pin FC Cincinnati in down here. And how about that? The referee saying Hoyt taking too much time, issues a quick yellow.
Yeah, it's the second one today, isn't it?
Well, Ledesma, I mean,
yeah.
he was making a meal out of it. I didn't think Hoyt was taking that much
I
time.
don't think so either.
Lomas got his head on it. Tobin hits it too far, too long, too strong. Well, we told you about North Carolina FC. How about the undefeated North Carolina Courage? They'll be here at Salem Stadium at Wakeman Soccer Park on Saturday, June 16 at 7 p.m. to take on the Utah Royals. As you see McLaughlin getting ready to check in. Tickets to the Courage match are on sale now. You can purchase them online at nccourage.com or by calling the aforementioned Coastal Credit Union box office at 919-459-8144. Cicerone, who has been so good, will come off for McLaughlin. And as we're doing that, the North Carolina Courage, they have not lost a game to start the season. Are you kidding me?
It's unbelievable. The quality of players they put out there and the way they play, the style of soccer they play, it's unbelievable.
So Jimmy McLaughlin is into the game. He's from Malvern, PA.
Yeah, he did spend some time with the Philadelphia Union. I think he came up through their youth system as well. McLaughlin, though, he's going to be up and down that right-hand side, a similar player to Cicerone.
FC Cincinnati taking their time, up 1-0. Minute 74. Is there a goal in this one for the home team? North Carolina FC off the head of Taylor to Miller. Miller back from that hamstring injury, missing a USL game against Bethlehem Steel and then also that game against DC United. Great work by Rios. Miller keeps it down on the ground. Lomas can turn. Rios is open. More blue jerseys need to join in. Will they come? They'll square it here to Smith. Smith will bring it back to Tobin. Tobin now over to Harrington. Harrington's got Douay on his left. He'll use him. Douay with Becker showing. Jason Gary said Becker's going to need to play a role here if North Carolina FC can get the answer. Sent in for Rios. Punched out of there by Newton. Taylor's going to keep it alive. So Taylor with it. Now DeLuz. DeLuz back to Becker. He's going to dummy it for Lomas. Back to Becker. He didn't realize it was coming back to him.
He didn't, and there were 3 players right there that could have taken advantage. What combination play there between DeLuz and Becker. Look at this ball. Great little through ball there from Becker. And Lomas does a great job getting that toe poke in, and Becker just not quite ready for it. Great combination play there, though. As we talked about with Kyle Becker, just something unexpected to create a chance.
How about that? Becker and Ryan, 2 quality players in the middle of the park right there. I like that matchup between Becker and Ryan for sure. Ledesma. Ledesma is going to get more liberties as this game goes up, and he can hurt you.
Great ball. Good run from Rios.
Rios with some help. Knocked out of bounds. Is it going to be? It's so close to try to run it down. It's a corner kick. Corner kick, North Carolina FC.
Yeah, great outlet ball. Great run, though, from the center forward, Daniel Rios, to open up that space. Tried the first-time ball across to Lomas. Winning this corner kick. Becker's got a wicked whip with this right foot. See where he can put it. We a call for Connor Tobin here coming up from the back.
Becker with his right foot. Off the head of Rios and out.
Yeah, it's really a free header, though. It's a free header about 8 yards from goal. Gotta do better getting it on target.
Newton. '77th minute. FC Cincinnati on top of North Carolina FC by a score of 1-0. Still loose. Back across, Taylor. Nazmi Abadawi. Abadawi with Taylor on him. Over to Smith. Smith.
That left foot looks good coming off of his foot, doesn't it? Tried to find his big center forward there. And Kunig's got the only goal of the game. Searching, sniffing around for the next one.
Nazmi Abadawi, middle of the park. What a pass from Abadawi. Ledesma is going to take a shot, and Tim Bacchus. That's how you need to handle it right there. Just play it to yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. He was alert to it, though. I think that one's going into the upper 90. From Ledesma with that left foot.
Becker. To Miller. Minute 79. Taylor with his right foot, far post. Rios trying to keep it alive. That was a kind of an awkward movement of his body there, but he looks to be okay. So here we go, the human highlight reel. T. Shipalani, who started the game against DC United. This is probably what his role is going to be, though, throughout the USL season, I would think.
Yeah, absolutely. You bring him on at this moment of the game, run at some tired defenders, create something. And Mr. DeLuz, what a great shift he's put in. Played a ton of minutes this year, but he's been excellent tonight. Creating defensively. Great shift from Austin DeLuz, the captain.
Phenomenal shift. Cannot say enough good things about number 6, Austin DeLuz, as honest as they come. His passing was efficient. It was sharp, angled passes. Defensively, he got back Jason Gary. It was really good.
Yeah, absolutely. A great game for him. He'll be disappointed he wasn't able to create something, though. Get on the score sheet himself.
So 80th minute. FC Cincinnati taking their time. Played up top. Uh-oh, loose ball. Abadawi quickly to Ledesma. Ledesma with Taylor on him. Off the head of Taylor. Nice job by Taylor to go defensively. Blake Smith. Ledesma. Ledesma into space. Nifty little move there by Bone. Tobin trying to shield him. He does. Tambakis. 10 minutes remaining. Is there an equalizer in the books for North Carolina FC?
Yeah, good try there from Corbin Bone, but even better defending and goalkeeper play by both Connor Tobin and Tambakis there. Just making sure that the danger was eliminated. Corbin Bone trying to be a nuisance inside the North Carolina FC box. Again, getting that ball on the left foot of Blake Smith. FC Cincinnati starting to feel a little bit here possession-wise, trying to get that counter-attack. Find another goal and put this game away.
One nothing. FC Cincinnati on top of North Carolina FC. 81st minute.
Big, important intervention there from Michael Harrington. He was on point, ready to go.
Throw in here for Abadawi. It'll be one more change here for FC Cincinnati. Emery Welshman coming on. Koenig, the goal scorer, coming off. '82nd minute. So Welshman on for Koenig.
Good shift for the center forward. That's what he was supposed to do. Got his goal, worked hard defensively, but more importantly as a center forward, he got his goal.
His third substitution in the 82nd minute of play coming out of the game. Number 11, Danny Koenig, coming in. Number 10, Emery Welshman.
Long ball here, trying to find Rios. Rios will play it down. Rios looked like he was pulled. Oh my, a save by Newton. Rios, can he go again? Cleared out of there by FC Cincinnati. Becker's gonna bring it down. Becker looking at his options. Becker's gonna take a shot, but not on frame.
Big time save from the FC Cincinnati goalkeeper, Evan Newton. Watch this thing. It's a great long ball, and Rios, great job taking it down off his chest. Is able to find a little bit of space here, rips it. Right at Newton, though, makes the save.
'83rd minute. Peebo Due. Far side, right side for FC Cincinnati. Still loose, back across, in trouble, goal! FC Cincinnati has made it 2-0 over North Carolina FC. Oh, the flag is up, wave it off, take it away, and it's still 1-0.
We got to see this one again. I think it's on the little back heel, maybe right here. As this ball gets played in, is this Abadawi? Look at this little back heel right here. I think that must be, it doesn't look like he's offside.
Ledesma.
Maybe it's there on the ball through.
Wow, how's that offside?
I'm not sure.
They'll take it though, going the other way. Shipolani, the human highlight reel, trying to create one here.
Back and forth stuff here as North Carolina FC tries to get back in this game.
Becker will switch here to Taylor. Taylor now to Shipolani, back across. Harrington makes the long run. Now Tobin. Over to Becker. Miller, who has pushed over to the left side. 1-0 is the score. They wave off that goal because of offside. It could be just what the doctor ordered for North Carolina FC.
Yeah, Patty Barrett's been so good for FC Cincinnati in the back. Another big time save. Chance here though.
Ledesma.
Yeah, for Ledesma there, I think that's a little bit lazy from him. I thought he should have taken Connor Tobin one-on-one. But getting towards the end of this game, maybe fatigue is set in a little bit. But I guarantee if that's in the first 10 or 15 minutes, he's taking Connor Tobin one-on-one and trying to finish. Difficult to beat Tambakis from that far out.
Great crew as always. Kyle Lang, Joe Idriva Ferrara, Savannah Revel, Colin Thrash, Ian Lang. It was Beware, Brian Ware with that great catch of the offside as always. Matt McCullough, Austin Edwards, and Tim Arms, our outstanding crew. Great to work with each and every one of those fine ladies and gentlemen. Here is Smith, far side over to Taylor. Tobin. Becker. Quick little turn. Boy, the magic right now is showing here, though, for FC Cincinnati. Look at that, Abadawi, side of his foot. Great ball in. Back again, saved by Tambakis. And the finish, though, right in front. No problem there. Jimmy McLaughlin off the bench and in. And now it is indeed 2-0 FC Cincinnati.
Yeah, it's a good finish in the end. It's a textbook counterattack just being run by Nazmi Al-Badawi. Watch it here. He just sees the space. He takes it. Look at McLaughlin. He makes a great run initially. Doesn't get the ball, but stays with the play. The shot initially is a big-time save from Tambakis, but then McLaughlin just sitting there 6 yards out. He's not going to miss from there. Nothing Connor Tobin can do. And McLaughlin there celebrating with the traveling supporters for FC Cincinnati down in the corner.
The Canadian Emery Welshman, wearing number 10, played with Puerto Rico FC, so a player that we're familiar with. And then Jimmy McLaughlin in the 87th minute. FC Cincinnati, we wondered about how they would travel, and they have maybe 100 plus here today, different pockets of the stadium.
You gotta love it though, just for USL and for these teams and supporters traveling to the away games. It's good stuff, but just a really composed and mature performance from this FC Cincinnati team here tonight. Got the first half goal, kind of hung around, absorbed some pressure from North Carolina FC, and then just a textbook counterattack there to go up 2-0.
Rios will turn. Shipolani back across, trying to create anything at all. Once again, though, stepping in there is Lasso. The Raleigh natives has been good. Bicycle kick. That one looks like it may leave a mark. Miller time with the bicycle kick. How about that? How many bikes did you attempt in your career? Here's a shot from distance. Denied. It seems like FC Cincinnati is always the right place at the right time.
They sure are. And here's Ledesma. This is what it's become. This is a little bit of time wasting here. Feel like they're comfortable. Connor Tobin, he just can't foul there. A little frustration from him. Ledesma's going nowhere. He's going away from the goal. You'll see it here. Look, Ledesma just kind of teasing him a little bit with the ball. Connor Tobin gets stuck in. Too hard for the referee's liking. That'll waste another 30, 45 seconds off the clock as FC Cincinnati tries to close this one up on the road.
Abadawi over to Ledesma. Ledesma knocked out of bounds there by Shipolani. Boy, this league is not forgiving at all, Jason Gary. You can battle, you can feel like you get the majority of the play, more possession, and then you look up at the scoreboard, minute 90 and you're down 2.
Yeah, and it's really all about results, isn't it? With FC Cincinnati coming in, is that a composed performance? Defensively, they've been strong. I've been very impressed with their 2 center backs, Forrest Lasso and Patty Barrett, but just good performances all over field for FC Cincinnati, and kind of goes back to the finishing. North Carolina FC created enough chances to be right in this game, just could not find the back of the net so far.
Don't forget, North Carolina FC right back here on Wednesday night to take on the Ottawa Fury FC. Tickets still available. Would love to see you out here in support of North Carolina FC. And then a week from today, the North Carolina Courage, the undefeated, just amazing, just so far clear of even second place right now in the NWSL. They'll be here on Saturday, June 16 to take on the Utah Royals. Jason, I know you're looking forward to Wednesday and Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. Big game Wednesday for North Carolina FC, and then the Courage coming back home. It's been on such a tear.
In again to Welshman. Welshman's going to cut back. He's looking for that one. Tambakis with the save. We thought Welshman had one, right? Then he had the assist on McLaughlin. He wants one of his own. He'll have time. There's 4 minutes remaining. FC Cincinnati not backing down.
Yeah, and he really should have scored that one. It's a big save from Tambakis, but Welshman in the end, after some nifty footwork, hit it right at the goalkeeper. He could easily tuck that one in the corner. And then a 3-0 scoreline would not be fair with the way, not a fair scoreline for this game, the way North Carolina FC has played.
So here we go. We're about 40 seconds into these 4 minutes of added time. Ledesma, middle of the park. FC Cincinnati, that'll come off of Tobin. Over the years, we have seen this team, North Carolina FC, score multiple goals in added time. It has happened here in front of the home crowd. As it is, though, FC Cincinnati just a few minutes away from moving to 8-3-2 and 26 points in the USL. And North Carolina moving to 3-6-2 unless they can capture some of that human highlight reel magic. There's the step overs from Shipalani. It'll be a corner kick, North Carolina FC.
I'll tell you what, T. Shipalani, though, coming into this game, he's giving his effort. He's trying to make things happen over here on the right-hand side. Got to get everybody up now. Into extra time. Michael Harrington's got to push up, be on the corner of the 18.
Corner kick, Becker. Snapped out of there by Lasso. How good has he been?
Yeah, he really has been excellent. I'll tell you, both center backs, Patty Barrett and Forrest Lasso, have been excellent for me for FC Cincinnati.
2 minutes of added time. Lomas can turn and finish here. He did it against DC United. Doesn't need much. Pushed to the ground, waiting for a whistle. Picked back up there by Miller. Miller, who tried that bicycle kick. Look at Miller go. Becker alive. Becker still will cross it. Nobody home at all. And there's McLaughlin. Will clean it up.
Yeah, Kyle Becker set up Connor Tobin there. Connor Tobin just not used to being in those positions. Whiffed on the finish attempt.
Whistle against North Carolina FC, and that could cap it. DJ Taylor, he's turned into a pretty solid, steady right back for North Carolina FC.
Yeah, just not enough going forward here tonight for North Carolina FC. Not enough clinical finishing. Just a composed performance. Good performance in the goal, too, from that guy, Evan Newton, in the FC Cincinnati goal.
As always, in the final minutes, want to thank our Kelly Glendenning for her work on the broadcast as well, getting the show started. Middle of the field and under control here from Ryan. Jimmy McLaughlin with that second goal, and he's on it now. As we told you, we thought that Emery Welshman had one.
Still not sure why that was disallowed. Called the offside. We didn't see it up here.
Brian Ware, though, he's standing, so that's good, and he had it. Bone to Ledesma. Welshman on the left. They'll go back to the right. McLaughlin's got one. McLaughlin's going to take a shot again. How about FC Cincinnati? They are not sitting on this 2-0 lead, but that is the final whistle. I want to thank Kyle Lang, Joe Farrar, the entire crew, Kelly Glendenning, as well as Jason Gary. I'm Dean Linke. Your final score with Nasby Abadawi back in the house. Cincinnati 2, North Carolina FC 0.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.